Hello friends! Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video we are going to be working on my brand new island, which is South Bay Island. I did have Sagewood Island, but I decided to restart because I really wanted to go with a nautical theme for this island. I have watched a ton of FleursCrossing's videos, aka Emma. If you've never seen her, I'm going to link her stuff below. Please go check her out because she has a lot to do with the theme that I'm going for this island, and I love her so much. So with that being said, I hope you're ready. I hope you're excited. This is going to be a two-part video because you'll see why here in a few minutes, but let's get into it. Before we start the build, I did want to show you my map. As you can see, I have done absolutely nothing to this map except I had to add a bridge and do all the 3 starter houses and that kind of thing at the start of the game. Everything else, I have taken my house, the rest of my villager houses, and all of the buildings except resident services, and I have placed them all on the beach. That way I have open land and I can be able to do whatever I need without having to pay a bunch of bells and move houses. I should only have to move them one time, except for the 3 in the back. Out of all the villagers that I got, I'm only keeping one of them, which is Walker. Walker's house would really fit for the island theme that I'm going for, so I will be keeping him. The rest of the villagers will be leaving, so that just means we're gonna have a ton of villager hunts. But I did want to show you this map before we get into the build, so now let's go ahead and start building. When I first started this build, I was going to start by laying some pathing from resident services to my airport. They are decently close together, so I kind of thought that I wanted a certain look with that, and I started doing a little bit of terraforming from resident services that wrapped around. I was essentially going to really close this off, where when you came out of the airport, it was nothing except the entrance, and then it takes you directly to resident services. But as you'll see later in this video, I really did change a lot of the terraforming and the pathing that I have essentially laid first. It just didn't really work how I was planning for it to, so I took a lot of time to really fix it and try to make it work the best that I could. So you'll notice that later on in the video. And also, like I did say, this is going to be a 2-part video. I will have a bottom section and a top section of this island entrance, and I just didn't want to make the video too long because I'm pretty sure that it's already going to be long enough, so I wanted to separate that into 2 parts, and I think that it'll be well worth it once you kind of see towards the end of the video how I got it to look. It took a lot of time terraforming. I think I spent like 3 hours on this, maybe something crazy like that, but I finally got it how I wanted it to be, and I'm super happy with it. So I hope that all of this terraforming was worth it. I think it is. I can't wait for you guys to see the finished product of the lower level of this build, but everything that I'm doing right now never really stayed this way except for the terraforming that I'm doing right now on the top part. Everything else kind of got changed a little bit, but you'll notice that later on in the video. 3 hours later and a ton of time traveling, I finally have my entrance done the way that I want it. I went ahead and laid out the pathing, I got my nook's cranny built, and I got these ramps built, and I'm really impressed with how I did. I like the fact that you go up one side and down the other to the resident services. I have this little waterfall that is behind Walker's house. I did move Walker's house over here. He is the only villager that I had who I was keeping, and I really wanted to put a villager house at the front of my entrance, something really cute. He has a little puddle of water there that's so cute, so he could kind of fish out of that. And now that I have pretty much all the building done and the pathing laid out, I am gonna go ahead and get started decorating. I started off by laying a couple custom designs down, like in this little spot here, and I did a little bit of work at the top level, which you'll see in just a second. But in Emma's video, like I was talking about earlier, I've gotten a lot of inspiration from her video. She had a little guest check-in kind of travel center as her entrance, and I really love that idea. I thought it was super cute, so I tried to do that myself. I kind of think I did all right on it. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So here I'm just kind of laying it down, seeing if I like how it looks. I did make a couple changes to it later on in the build, which you will see. And like I said, I did a couple things here at the top. I did not work on my top level that much just because I knew that I was going to be making a part 2 of this build. I'm going to be doing the whole top section of this entrance in my second video. So please make sure you stay tuned for that. I'm so excited for that. But today I only worked on the bottom. So So I really wanted to have kind of like that little travel center, welcome center type thing where you kind of come and check in as the guest of South Bay Island. Since I started watching Emma's videos, one thing that she always seems to do is lay pathing, custom pathing, on top of in-game pathing, and that is something that I never thought of doing. It's such a great way to spice up just regular in-game path. Every island that I've had, I've always either just done a custom path or used the in-game path with nothing over it, so it was always very plain, and it's one of the reasons that I never really liked to use the in-game pathing unless it was for a specific reason, or if I needed to add something so it would show up on the map. So I'm really grateful for her. She is such a sweet creator. If you have not checked her videos out yet, I'm going to link her in the channel description below. Please go check her out. She is so sweet. Her videos are amazing. I love her island that she has done. It is absolutely beautiful. It is a lot of the reason that I decided to do a nautical theme island, because I loved how hers looked so much. So I really thought that I wanted to do one as well. So please go check her out. Something else that I noticed while I was laying down this pathing is that Hazel is using Walker's little pond area to fish out of. That is so cute, although I don't see any fish in it, but it's cute enough that she's just using it already. Hazel is definitely a cute villager, although her little unibrow kind of freaks me out just a little bit, so whenever it is time to get rid of her, I'll be sad, but at the same time, I'm gonna be so excited to get a new villager. Laying out this pathing was a little bit difficult at first because I've never done this, so trying to get everything in the right spot and make it look nice, like it kind of flows together, was a little bit difficult. I had to change a couple things here and there. You'll see that I'm struggling a little bit, stopping and starting and getting rid of pathing that I laid and placing more down. It was definitely a struggle, but in the end, it was so worth it. It is absolutely beautiful. I really would have never thought of doing this if it wasn't for Emma. So please, once again, go check her out. I love her videos so much. She is so kind and so sweet. I definitely think that you guys are gonna love her. This is one of those spots that I said that I did it and I did not like how it looked. So here I am just getting rid of it and laying more pathing down to make it look nicer and make it look better. And I also did the top pathing at the top of the entrance, but I'm not gonna show that in this video just because I don't really feel like I need to, because it's gonna be in the next one. Now I'm going to add a couple little decorations to the check-in desk. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out and go behind here and put in a typewriter. I'm going to push that back and put the stall back and put a little piece of chocolate on there to take as a little welcome gift. I also went back at some point and put in some simple panels of brick behind the little bed just so you didn't see the cliff behind it, but I don't think I got that recorded, but this is what I did for now. I also added a blue and white drink machine just so arriving guests can hop off the plane, grab some refreshments, something really cute, something really nice. I struggled a lot with decoration placement because I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I added the little welcome sign there, and I kind of ran around a lot trying to figure out what I wanted and where I wanted it to go, looked at some of the items that I had, and I decided to also add a 𝒐𝒏 confetti machine. So I put a little bit of custom design on the ground here, and I placed the 𝒐𝒏 confetti machine on top of it and turned it on. Just something really cute that when you walk out of the airport, you have some confetti raining over your head. Now I'm just going to add a tree here. I'm going to use a large young tree and I'm going to stunt it in the back with a pear so it doesn't grow to full size. I'm also going to add a cute little blue and white surfboard, just kind of to give in that little nautical feel like I did with the little barrel and the pirate in the bottle boat thing. I think it's super cute and I love how that looked. The next thing that I did is add some stone fencing, and some of this I did change later in the build. I also had to remove my little surfboard so I could add some flowers. I'm using all blue and white flowers only on this island. I may or may not add a couple other pops of colors depending on what I want to do with villager houses, but for right now I'm mainly only doing blue and white flowers. And like I was saying, some of the stone fencing that I put down I did end up changing because I didn't like how it looked, but the stone fencing that is right at the surfboard did stay the way that it is. Some of it when I laid it down I liked it, but then I decided later on in the build that I wanted to add things, and where the fencing was, it just wouldn't work for what I wanted to do decorative wise. So I did end up changing a lot of it, but I also decided to add a little tree, and sadly enough I also did change the tree. There's so much stuff when I was doing this build that I would put it down, look at it for a little bit, and then I would change it, and I just kept doing that over and over until I got something that I liked. But every tree that was a small or a medium-sized tree, I did stunt every single one of them with fruit so they wouldn't grow any taller. I also placed down this nice little custom design rug that was white and blue. I love the little lacy look of the rug. I think it is absolutely adorable. Any custom designs that I use, I'm gonna start putting them all in the description of my videos. That way they're much easier to find. I'm just gonna go and place down this document stack in front of the typewriter. It kind of reminded me as like the check-in papers that you would fill out when you're going on vacation and you're checking in. I also tried to find my garbage can because I'm gonna place that right at the bottom of the incline just to be able to throw away some trash. I think it was super cute and it was a great thing to add, and I'm pretty happy with it. At this point, I was just trying to place down some decorations and try to figure out how I liked things. I decided to put the little doghouse there and customize a little decoy duck. I made it white, and I was going to place that around the little pond area that I made for Walker, and I thought it was a really cute addition to put there. It just looked so cute, like a little duck was about to hop in the little water. I also got a white park clock and I put it right at the check-in desk. I thought that that was super cute to add. Then I kind of ran around and tried to figure out what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. I tried to put the little bike there, and at some point I didn't like it, so I did change that. Then I tried to go around and put trees, and putting the trees was a very difficult thing to do because a lot of the time, every spot that I tried to put them in, they did not want to go there. It was giving me such a hard time. I think I literally dug at least 50 holes during this build of just trying to put trees down that would not fit. So at some point I would just kind of give up, run around, try to do something else, and then go back to it. It definitely took a long time, and it was just a lot of me running around trying to figure out where I wanted things, how I wanted things to look. So definitely I did not have a plan when I started decorating. I just kind of went and did what I had and tried to work in what I had on hand to work with. I had a lot of items that I tried to save up and get, and a lot of Nukasan hustling that I had to do to try and get these items. Finally, I got a tree to fit, and I really liked how it worked. I did go behind it and I put down a couple flowers, and I did end up changing those because I put some other decorations back there, and you couldn't really see the flowers anyway except for the blue hyacinth. And like I said, I did take away that bike and the doghouse, and now I just started going around putting down some bushes. It took a long time to figure out where I wanted things, and like I said, I just kind of ran around and worked with what I had and tried to put things down, pick it up if I didn't like it, or I would put something down and look at it for a while and go back to it. And I just kind of did that until I got things how I liked it. And here I am just changing out a tree. I went for a little bit of a larger young tree. I don't really think I used too many large trees in this build. I really like these shorter ones just so it didn't cover up a lot of the build that I did. So I tried my best to make those work, and I was kind of happy with how that was. I would kind of get out my camera just to look at things, make sure that the tree wouldn't get in the way. And a lot of the problem that I have with larger trees is that if I have too many of them and I try to take a picture or something, the large tree always seems to get in the way. Now I'm just putting down this little diagonal lace rug. I think it is absolutely adorable. My island, any of my islands, would be nothing without custom designs. So I am so grateful for all the people that take their time to make custom designs and release them to everybody to use. I also really love this public bench. I had a white one. I placed it there, kind of like a little seating area, waiting area, as if you're waiting for your plane, and it is super cute. I use this little blue balloon. I love it. The little balloons are probably some of my favorite decorations to use. I love them so much. And now I'm just kind of digging some holes because I thought I was gonna put a tree here, and I ended up not doing it because it wouldn't fit, and I just wasn't going to waste any more time trying to put a tree down there because it was a struggle. Placing the trees was a real struggle. Now I'm just running around some more, and I did end up getting a tree to fit here. I went with a smaller one. I think it fit perfectly. And always stunt your small trees with a piece of fruit, or else it'll grow and it'll be full size and it won't be how you wanted it to be. Now I'm gonna go in with some fencing and just place that around the stone fencing. I really liked putting it where it was on that part, and I placed a little bit there just to kind of block that off, so you would have to come in on the other side where the incline is, kind of like a little opening entrance door to that area, and I think it was super cute. I wanted to have a little relaxing table, so I set down a little table. I put the little jelly donuts. I'm not sure that's what they actually are, but I put those down. I put a little champagne glass, a little reading book, and I also put down some grapes. And I stepped back and I put down a little rocking chair to sit, and I turned the table to the book area as if you were reading and enjoying a nice little snack. I thought it was super cute and so fitting. Just kind of a little restful area, and something that maybe Walker could use since it's right out by his house. I also placed down some flowers around the table just to give it a little bit of something else. I also went around filling up other areas with flowers because you can never have too many flowers. I think the flowers are absolutely beautiful. I cut those off with a little piece of stone fencing, and I kind of went around trying to find other areas that I wanted to put some flowers in. I also found a spot that I finally liked the mountain bike to be in. I needed to turn it around, but I really liked the spot that I finally found. I kind of considered this could be little Walker's like play area, and he will also have his own separate beach area that is in front of his house. That'll be for a whole other video, but I am going to give him his own little beach area that he can go and play in and relax in. So stay tuned for that because I'm really excited for that build. Now I'm still going around just trying to figure out where I can fill in some more flowers and stuff. I also had a couple other things in my inventory that I wanted to be able to decorate. At this point I went through and I finally decided that I wanted to use the phone box, so I put it there, and I really enjoyed how it looked. It is absolutely adorable in that spot. I also added another flower there because, like I said, I'm still trying to find places to fill in gaps with some flowers. I had a couple garden rocks in my inventory and I kept trying to find places to use them, but there was no spot that I could really find that would fit, so I decided to put a little mama bear in front of the little bush there, and I was still walking around because I needed to find a place to use the garden rock. I did find one eventually, but for right now I did not. I found some super cute little white plank board type things. So I really wanted to use those around the entrance. So I decided to put them in front of the table right here. And they are absolutely adorable. I will link all of my codes. I shouldn't say link. I will put all of my codes in my video description, so that way if you like them and you want to use them, you can. I also put them at the entrance of the little seating area. I would probably call this like a little plane stop instead of like a bus stop. I decided to put those there. I also put a little blue flower right here, and I was really happy with it at this point. I thought that it was super cute. I decided to put another flower right on the other side of the public bench, and it was super cute. I'm really happy with how it's starting to look. I decided to add more of the white board planks in front of the little check-in desk because I thought it was too cute not to use, and it kind of adds as a little walkway up to it as a breakaway from the main path of the island. I also added some cute little white loafers in front of the little public bench because it kind of looks like somebody was there and they kicked off their shoes to rest a while they waited. I also went in front of Walker's house and I placed down some socks because it kind of looks like he left his socks outside. I also put down a blue umbrella because I just felt like it was kind of fitting to add some more homey items in front of his house to make it look like he lives there and he leaves things outside. And then I decided to add more of the white board planks in front of his house, just to also give that little break up from the main path to his home. At this point, I decided to do more decorating around Walker's house. I decided to put down some scattered papers to make it look like he was doing a little bit of work outside and didn't clean up his mess. I finally found a place for that garden rock, and I was really happy about that. I decided to move back the little umbrella and push his balloon forward. That way I could put down a flower behind the tree. And when I came back around, I decided that I was going to put down a turkey garden stand and put a little portable radio on top of it just so he can have a little seating area and be listening to music whenever he's outside. After I did that, I put down a little log bench that I customized to be white, and I thought it was absolutely fitting for this type of area. So then I decided that I would put down a little bit of stone fencing just to kind of break up the space, and I put down a blue hyacinth flower just in front of it because I felt like this area needed a few more flowers that you could notice. Then after I did that, I customized some cushions and I put those down, and I decided to stack them because I thought it was super cute when they're stacked. So I did that, and I'm pretty happy with how this area looked. I think it was absolutely beautiful and very fitting for Walker. The last two things that I did to this area is I laid down some scattered papers at the little waiting area because it made it look like somebody got their papers from the check-in desk and they kind of sat over there and threw them all over the ground and didn't clean up their mess. Then I went over to Walker's area and I decided to put a little magazine on his little log bench to make it look like he was reading that, and I thought that that was a super cute addition. I'm finally finished with part 1 of my island entrance build. I did the first level of the entrance, and as you can see, it is absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. I worked so hard on this and I'm so happy with how it turned out. I'll walk around and give you a little tour of it. I think it is absolutely stunning. I'm so happy with how it looks. The little waiting area is so cute. I love the little check-in desk and the little drink machines. I think that this turned out amazing, and I'm so thankful for Emma for doing such a wonderful job on her coastal theme island to give me the inspiration and the idea to be able to do this myself. I think that this is probably going to be my most favorite island that I've ever done, so I'm super excited to see how I'm able to finish the rest of it and what else I can do to make it absolutely beautiful. Walker's house, I love it. Like I said, he is going to have his own little beach area, so I'm going to try my best to work on that and get that ready for you guys so you can see it. If you haven't already, please make sure you go follow Emma. I'm going to link her channel below. She is an absolutely wonderful creator and I love her so much. Also, make sure you stick around for part 2 of my island entrance build. I'm going to be working on the top level of the entrance when you go up the first incline, and I'm so excited to do that. So without any further ado, if you guys haven't already, please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment on on the video, it would mean the absolute world to me. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, friends!